Sup y'all, it's Fall Night, and I hope you had a fantastic day today because today we're back for a brand new concept on this YouTube channel, which is to try to make every single structure deck released in the universe of Yu-Gi-Oh! Be able to be playable at least as a deck and Genesis format. I will have to use only 3 of the same structure deck and try to make it as viable as possible as a Yu-Gi-Oh! Genesis format deck, which can be quite difficult. But for this first episode, I want to do it with a blue-eyed structure deck. Of course, the Genesis format is going to bring back a lot of new players or even returning players that stop playing the advanced format, that, you know, just took a break for the game. And I really noticed it that the Genesis format actually really did bring some old players, even some of mine actually. Some of my buddy, we tried to do 1v1 format thanks to the Genesis format. So that's why I'm here. I'm trying to do like a budget option for those who are not really familiar on to build their own deck or how to buy singles online. Like can be quite confusing when it's your first time, and maybe you just want also budget option, like maybe spend a maximum of $60 for a full deck, and that's it, that's all. That's why I'm here for you today, and we're going to go right through into it today. So first of all, I want to try to see what the deck does look like, what the deck does have inside it when you buy only one copy of the structure deck. As you can see, just buying one of these is one of the blue eyes is really a problem because you already exceed the Genesis points, because you can only have a maximum of 100 points on your deck. Just one structure deck of blue eyes is 171. It's almost 2 times the limits available for Genesis, and the reason why is quite simple. We have one hash, we have double Effect Veiler, we have Nibiru, we have Call by the Grave, double the Melody of Awakening Dragon, 1 copy of Wishes for Eyes of Blue, and Infinite Impermanence. There's a lot of good cards, of non-engine cards in this deck. There's a lot of points being here, and as you can see in the side deck, extra deck, sorry, I did remove the 2 Lynx monster because we're never going able to be, well, we will never be able to use them since the Lynx and Pendulum are not allowed in Genesis format. But we have quite good actually, except the Blue Eyes Ultimate. The rest of them is actually good extra deck monsters, so we can use them for sure. So yeah, the structure deck on its own is really good. I mean, that's why, you know, there were so many Blue Eyes tops in the last year thanks to this structure deck. But the problem is that how can you make it able to build a consistent blue eyes deck with 3 structure deck of this one? That was quite a challenge for me. I did try to do it, and you know, like, as you can see, there's a lot of cards costing points. It was a real problem, but I did try to find a solution, and this solution is this version of the deck. So we're playing, for the points, we're playing 3 Ash Blossom, which of course is such an excellent entraps, we have to use it, 3 Effect Veiler, and 1 Wishes for Eyes of Blue, and that's our 99 points. We cannot do more anymore, and the rest of the deck is free. This deck was really hard to build without you know, without being too bricky. It was really hard, but I did manage to succeed it. And this deck is quite bizarre in its own because it's like a control blue eyes, but it's not at the same time. It can be quite confusing. I mean, you have options to OTK with thanks to the extra deck, but outside of that, it's feel like it's a control deck. You know, we have 3 Ash, we have 2 blue eyes alternative white dragons. Since we're playing 3 of these, I thought it was a good idea to be 2 of them, mostly because we don't, as you can see, we don't have really good removal in the deck. So playing 2 eyes blue eyes alternative white dragon is like a once per turn you can target 1 monster your opponent control and destroy it. So that's what up 1 target removal for monsters. We have 2 blue eyes jet dragon, which is really good. So of course you want to keep it to protect your monsters, everything, all the cards you have. Dictator of D is actually one of the MVP for this deck. I really didn't expect it. In my head I thought it was trash, but after reading it and stuff, it was really good. Like, you can start combos with just this card. For example, you can send 1 blue eyes white dragon from your hand or deck to the graveyard. The R deck is really what it does, carry this card. Special summon this card from your hand. But that's not all. You can discard 1 blue eyes white dragon or 1 card that mentioned it, then target 1 blue eyes monster in your graveyard, special summon it. So you can start combos thanks to this card. It's really good. And of course, while you control a blue eyes monster, you choose the attack target for your opponent attacks. It's like a little bit of control. So yeah, this is really good. That's why I'm playing at 3. 2 Dragon Spirit of White. Since we do not have any spell trap removal, we're going to use Dragon Spirit of White. When this card is normal or special summon, which most of the time it's going to be special summon, you can target 1 spell trap your opponent control and banish it. That's really good. Example, if you're playing against, you know, Mystic Mine. or any deck traps or you know, trap decks, etc. That can be really good. And of course, if your opponent control a monster, quick effect, you can tribute this card and special summon one Blue Eyes White Dragon from your hand. So yeah, you can do quite stuff with it. Terrific Veiler. Maiden of White is actually the MVP, of course. It's really good. We have no Kaiser Seahorse. We're playing at 3. Normally I wanted to play at 2, but I feel like at 3 is better because I was playing 2 True Light and 3 Kaiser, but 2 Kaiser, sorry, so 2-2. But the second True Light was always bricky and it was not really that useful. Anyway, Maiden of White can always bring it back from the graveyard. So I said, you know what, fuck it, let's do 3 Kaiser. For now, it's not too bricky, but of course, there's always a risk of brickness when you're playing Blue Eyes. 3 Sage, start 1 card, start combo, 3 Blue Eyes because, of course, Roar is actually an excellent card in this deck. You can special summon and defense position 1 Blue Eyes, not Blue Eyes White Dragon, 1 Blue Eyes from your deck, graveyard, or banishment. This card can start so many combos, and again with the Maiden of White, it's really good. We are trading since, as you can see, we have so many level 8 monsters in the deck. You know, we have Blue Eyes Jet, we have Alternative, Dragon Spirit of White, and of course the Blue Eyes White Dragon. So being able to, you know, we're not playing 3 copies because 3 copies is too bricky, but 2 copies just to help out, you know, if you need more cards, can be really quite useful. Ultimate Fusion, you can always fusion summon, you know, and quick speed, which is quite good. Wishes at 1 because it's too costly, but you can start combo with it. 2 distant rivals. This one was actually quite funny. It's like a dark rune no more. But during your opening turn, if you control a Blue Eyes White Dragon, you get the effects of all face-up monsters your opponent currently control until the end of this turn. Though, so that was really impressive. I was like, wait, that's really good. And what is fun here is that you can actually set it thanks to True Light, because True Light has 2 effects. You can either special summon 1 Blue Eyes White Dragon from your head or graveyard, or you can set 1 spell trap directly from your deck that specifically lists Blue Eyes White Dragon in its text. So that's really good. I can do that with Destined Rivals. I can even set during my main phase Roar of the Blue Eyes Dragon, and then use it directly the turn I set it, because when you set a normal spell, but you can already use it, so that's really good for that. You know, if we're missing some pieces, you can always do that. If you have no Blue Eyes in the hand or graveyard, boom, you use True Light, bring Roar activated, you spell, here we go, and you start a combo. So that was really good. As for the extra deck, I go with 2 Indigo Eyes Silver Dragon, we go with 2 Blue Eyes Ultimate Spirit Dragon, we go with 3 Blue Eyes Spirit Dragon, we go with 2 Azure Eyes Silver Dragon, 2 Neo Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon, 2 Blue Eyes Tyrant Dragon, and 2 Blue Eyes Twin Burst Dragon. And that's the deck list. Unfortunately, the biggest problem you're going to have with structure deck is when you try to make them as a Genesis format deck viable and, you know, legal, is that you never have cards for a side deck. That's the biggest issue. If we got, for example, if we have Nibiru, technically we could have put Nibiru, but the problem is that in the main deck we already have reached 99 points, so we cannot put the Nibiru we have from the structure deck and the side deck, which is really a pain in the ass. So yeah, you're going to be able to play this deck and, you know, go to the locals and even snatch some victories, but the problem is that you will not have a side deck, and that's the case for the majority of the structure decks I will have to build and Genesis format. That's the biggest issue right now, is that side deck will be a problem. But hey, if you just want to start playing and, you know, you just want a deck list for by using only 3 structure deck, this one is quite good. With this one you can, depending on the power level of your locals, you can snatch victories. And I can, if it's a low power locals, you can even, I'm pretty sure you can always top 4 or even win them. So and a surprise, you can still do stuff with this deck. It's not a bad deck, you know. Of course it's not a deck to go to a regional or not in this way, but for starting out, for really learning the game, or just for playing with friends and going to locals and trying to snatch some wins, this deck is quite good for that. So now that I show you the deck, let's show you some replays that I did from my starting hand, because yeah, I did some replay of that and I was really proud of it and I got some good results. So let's start with the first one, which is a showcases of Dictator of the and Maiden and the Manhand. So that's pretty much your bread and butter combo in this deck. So let's do it, shall we? Let me just remove the sound. So of course, Maiden of White, we're going to start with her. She's always the start of the combo, you know. You can send this card from your head or field to the graveyard, and you can place small True Light from your hand, deck, or graveyard. So there we go. At this moment, I still play at 2, but it's not a big problem. Otherwise, I could just put the 1 in my head. Like I said, the only differences is that I was playing 2 Neo Kaiser and 2 True Light, which I did change in the end because I didn't like the fitting of it. You know, like this True Light is stuck in my head. It's really bad. It could have been a Neo Kaiser instead, but the play is still the same. So after that, I'm declaring the effect of Dictator of D. You can send 1 Blue Eyes White Dragon from your hand or a deck to the graveyard and special summon this card from my hand. So that's what we're going to do. There we go. And now we're going to activate the effect of Dictator of D by sending the second True Light stuck in my hand. So Dictator of D can actually use bricky cards in my hand to then start combos, which is really, really good. So I did do that. I did discard the True Light to special summon Blue Eyes White Dragon from my graveyard. And then after that, we're going to use the effect of Maiden of White, which is when here we go. If you special summon Blue Eyes White Dragon while this card is in your graveyard, you can special summon this card. So that's good. You know, like we have a follow-up here. We have combos. Let's go, Blue Eyes combos without being bricky. So of course, we're going to use the Maiden of White and the Blue Eyes White Dragon to bring the Blue Eyes Spirit Dragon. And after that, we're going to use the True Light to put back. Oh, I'm going to use that instead. Huh, I guess I can do that. This is the first end board. It's not a perfect end board, but it's still doable. We have Blue Eye Spirit Dragon, which no player can special summon 2 or more monsters at the same time in once per turn when an effect or a card is activated and the graveyard is activated, which is quite good against decks, for example Fire King. You can negate the activation. Also, I can quick effect, you can tribute the Synchro Summoning card, special summon Moonlight Dragon Synchro from your extra deck and defense position, but destroy it during the end phase of this turn. Reading this, you will be seeing that, wait, Fall Knight, that's really bad, you know, like the monster doesn't stay on the field, it's bad. You will see later on why it's actually quite good. Of course, Dictator of D is going to send all the attacks on Blue Eye Spirit Dragon. We have Ultimate Fusion to, you know, use it on the Blue Eye Spirit and, you know, like the Blue Eyes White Dragon and the graveyard to maybe Blue Eyes Tyrant, to Blue Eyes Twin Burst. We also have the Ultimate Creature of Destruction, which is target 1 Blue Eyes monster you control. This turn that face-up monster is unaffected by card effect except its own. It cannot be destroyed by battle. Also, any opponent monster it battles is destroyed at the end of the damage step. So that's quite good. And, you know, it's, like I said, it's not perfect. We can do way better. And speaking of way better, let's go directly to the next replay. So in this cases, we started with Dictator of D and Trade-in, which we're going to use it on the Spirit Dragon Spirit of White. This is a really good opening hand. You will see why. So I'm going to use the Trade-in, you know, boom boom to get 2 cards. I get an Epic Valor and a Sage, which I'm then going to use the Sage to bring a Maiden of White. And yeah, let's go for it. You know, like that's the casual combo. You know, we're going to use the Maiden of White. This is really an easy combo for Blue Eyes, so it's not that difficult to learn, even for a player that isn't used to the modern style of Yu-Gi-Oh. Here we go, Dictator of D. Now you see we're always loving Blue Eyes White Dragon at the graveyard. Here we go, poop. And now we're going to use Raw of the Blue Eyes, which there we go, because at first I thought I forgot about, you know, that if I do not control Blue Eyes White Dragon, I can only special summon Blue Eyes White Dragon with this effect. But I think in the replay we still do it normally, so that's great. That's good. We're going to, you know, target the trigger the effect of Maiden of White since we special summon a Blue Eyes White Dragon, bring it on the field, and now it's time to have some fun, shall we? There we go, boom boom boom. We're going to bring a Blue Eyes Spirit Dragon, nice. True Light, we're going to bring back the we're going to use True Light to bring back the Blue Eyes White Dragon. We're then going to use I think we're immediately going for the we're going to use the effect of Blue Eyes Spirit Dragon. We're going to really immediately start, you know, using the effect of contributing this card to special summon 1 Light Dragon Synchro monster from my extra deck and defense position, which I'm going to do. There we go, Blue Eyes Ultimate Spirit Dragon. And now you're going to say, but Fall Knight, at the end of this turn, the card will just be destroyed. You know, there's no way to protect it. You know, you do not have a Blue Eyes Jet Dragon. That's why we continue with by sending Sage and the Blue Eyes into the graveyard to bring Azure Eyes Silver Dragon, which is a really important piece in this combo. If this card is special summon, so even synchro summoning are considered special summon, until the end of the next turn, no player can target dragon monster you currently control with card effects. Also, they cannot be destroyed by card effect. The fact, you know, like the Blue Eyes Spirit Dragon that, you know, they have to destroy during the end phase of this turn is considered destroyed by card effect. And since Azure Eyes Silver Dragon until the end of your opponent's turn, they cannot be destroyed by a card effect. That means Blue Eyes Ultimate Spirit Dragon, when it will try to be destroyed at the end phase, it will not be able to do so thanks to the protection of Azure Eye Silver Dragon. So we can then keep the Blue Eyes Ultimate Spirit Dragon that will just cheat out thanks to Blue Eyes Spirit Dragon. That's a real amazing combo. So we're finishing this game with a real hard, you know, like a true end board. You know, we have Detector of D again that control the attacks incoming. We have Azure Silver Dragon that is protecting, of course, the dragon monster we control. So we're protecting the Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon. We're also, you know, your opponents cannot banish card from your graveyard, and when a card or an effect is activated on the field, you can negate the activation. If you do this card, gain 1000 attack until the end of this turn. And yeah, that's really good. You know, like we have protections, we have negate, we have ultimate fusion again if you want to go hard, and I think we can do actually go hard during the next turn. You know, if you survive this turn, it's now our turn. After that, we can then do huge combo. We can bring Blue Eyes Tyrant Dragon. And this deck has the deck has a, you know, the chance of doing some odd decays that really good. And of course, Effect Veiler is in the end, so we have also another negate. This is quite a strong end board for a Blue Eyes. Mostly a Blue Eyes that is, you know, stuck with only using cards from the starter deck. That's really impressive. So let's go with the third and final replay I have to show you before showing you all the opening tests I did, testing I did. So this one again, it's pretty much, you know, maiden combo. So let's go take a look at it. So of course, there we go, maiden. That's pretty much really the bread and butter. But look at this. Look at this. Instead, you know, like since I was stuck, I would, you know, I have nothing in my head currently. You know, like as you can see, Trident is bricky. We have 2 entraps. Neo Kaiser couldn't do shit right now. We instead use True Light to bring Roar of the Blue Eyes Dragon, which we then activated on the field. You know, we set it thanks to True Light, and then we activate it, and that makes us able to, of course, special summon Blue Eyes White Dragon from the deck, which is really good in defense position. And now we're going to trigger the effect of Maiden of White, since we did special summon the Blue Eyes. There we go, boom, and now we're going to start. You know, we're going to have some fun. And even Neo Kaiser CRR is going to trigger in the hand. If you control Blue Eyes White Dragon, you can special summon this card from your hand. So now we can start to do some huge combo. I'm going to, of course, use the other effect of Neo Kaiser CRs. You can target one light tuner you control, so you can even target it itself. Increase or decrease its level by 1. So in this cases, we're going to decrease the level by 1. You're going to see why real soon. So there we go, decrease level, and now we're going to use Neo Kaiser and Blue Eyes White Dragon, of course, for the ultimate that requires 2 tuner plus 1 non-tuner Blue Eyes. So of course we're going to use the Maiden and the Blue Eyes White Dragon and Neo Kaiser. So level 3 plus level 1 equals 4, 4 plus 8, 12. There we go, boom, 12 Blue Eyes Ultimate Spirit Dragon that is synchro summoned. Normally we have no problem with that. And of course, look at this end, we still have Effect Veiler, we still have Ash Blossom. Of course, we also have the trigger of, I think, I didn't do it, but I could have done. If this card is sent from the field to the graveyard, you can send 1 Blue Eyes monster or 1 monster that mentioned Blue Eyes White Dragon from your deck to the graveyard. I could use this effect to have also bring Blue Eyes Jet Dragon to be, you know, to send Blue Eyes Jet Dragon into the graveyard, so you can start activating his effects since we have a Blue Eyes White Dragon and the graveyard. So yeah, it was not even done. So we finished the turn with a huge Blue Eyes Ultimate Spirit Dragon. We can have a Blue Eyes Jet and then the graveyard. We have 2 entraps with Ash and Effect Veiler in the end. Of course, Trident, which is a briggy card, but you know that happens when you play Blue Eyes. So yeah, that's really good. For example of turn 1 playing Blue Eyes. Now let's take a look at opening ends, because that's what I'd love to do when I'm building decks. Is I try to go, all right, how many brick end do I have in a row when I'm doing it like 10 or 11 times? So let's go first forward. For example, we take a look at the first hand. I had Roar plus Detector of D. That means I can have quite combos in the end, so that's really good. So that's not breaky. This one, it's clearly not breaky. You know, we have everything, so of course it's not breaky. We have Wishes, Sage, and Maiden. Test number 3, we have again, you know, like at this Roar, Sage, Maiden. That's really good. And this one again, Maiden, Dictator of D. Yeah, the rest is quite breaky, but you know, just these 2 cards can start combo, which is really good. This one is a little bit more complicated, but you can still do some stuff. You know, we can do the Blue Eyes alternate White Dragon, then use the Effect Veiler to bring the level 9 the Blue Eyes Spirit Dragon synchro, which is not quite good, but you know, we have a Blue Eyes Jet, we have Epic Vader, we have Ash, we can still do stuff, right? It's not a perfect end board, we still have options in the end, so we can easily survive our turn, it's not a big deal. So there we go, look at this. I even tried, because at first when I was looking at the end, I was like, did I break? But then I realized sometimes, you know, there we go, boom, boom, boom. And that's what I was doing, you know, kinda not breaky, not perfect end board, but better than nothing. That's exactly what I feel about it. You know, we have end traps in the end anyway, so that was not that bad. Second end, we're trying not breaky, deck out of D plus Blue Eyes plus Neokazo. I had pretty much everything here, and there we go. Now I try again just to see if it is quite good or not. And yeah, you can do Blue Eyes Tyrant Dragon, you know, it's not perfect as an end board, but you know, we can, you know, unaffected by trap cards. We have Blue Eyes Jet Dragon, you know, so, and of course we're going to send another. I mean, technically I can have sent, and you know, I can have sent a second Blue Eyes Jet, but I guess I just did want to try to avoid being too breaky, so I brought a second one in the graveyard to avoid the chances of drawing during my next turn. So kinda not breaky, but it's not a perfect end board, of course. So as you can see for now, you know, not breaky, we have everything here. The same again here, we have pretty much everything, you know, like we have Sage, you know, we have a lot of stuff. So as you can see, the deck is not that breaky. As you can see, we have a lot of non-breaky. For now, we have two kinda breaky. I think this one was also kinda, you know, there we go. This one was also kinda breaky, you know, we have Ultimate Fusion, there we go, bam bam bam. It's not perfect, but you know, you can have follow-up thanks to the full Ultimate Fusion with Neokaiser and Blue Eyes and the, you know, and on the field. And also we have Distant Rival, since this card is considered is this the right one? Yeah, this card name become Blue Eyes White Dragon while on the field of the graveyard, and we have Distant Rival, so if you control a Blue Eyes White Dragon, you can negate the effect of all face-up monsters your opponent can control. So you have like a Dark Rune or no more during their turns thanks to Blue Eyes. So it's not perfect, but you know, you still have some plays. You know, we have the Ultimate Fusion, we can even do like a level, you know, Twin Burst again of Blue Eyes Tyrant. So yeah, it's not perfect, but it's kinda breaky. But as you can see, I have the chances of not having breaky hands. The chance is never zero, of course, it's still Yu-Gi-Oh! But as you can see, it's going to be rare to having the bad luck of having a breaky hand. So yeah, so that's pretty much the deck, guys. Like I said, no side deck, but the deck is truly playable. As you can see, it's, you know, you're going to win games at locals. I'm really not, you know, stressed about it, and you're going to have fun playing the deck. As you can see, it's quite simple. The combos are not complicated. For me, this is actually the best deck for new players, coming to the format, who just want a chill experience, who just want to learn how to play the game or relearn how to play the game with our iconic card, which is the Blue Eyes White Dragon. This deck for me does the job perfectly. It's really cheap. It's $60 maximum. Canadian dollar, of course, so I think it's way lesser, and it's way less than American dollars. So yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. I hope you like this video. Don't hesitate to subscribe and to comment and give a like to the video. Don't hesitate to tell me in the comment sections how you feel about this deck, if you like it, if you had the chance to try it and stuff, and you know, if you have any tips to show, don't hesitate to give them in the comments. And yeah, next video I think I'm going to do the Red Dragon Arc Fiend structure deck. So this one is going to be way harder to do than this one, so give me luck for that. But yeah, guys, take care, have a nice day. It was Fall Night. See ya, peace.